So the Melbourne Rebels have been around since the beginning of 2011, and in 2020 we celebrated our 10th year in Super Rugby. And like everyone, we had huge aspirations for the year and a vision of how it would pan out. And the way the year unfolded was absolutely nothing like what we were expecting at all. And actually, were it not for a big decision that we made at the end of 2019 to shift our phone system to Alltel, we would have seriously struggled to not only keep in touch with staff and colleagues as a business through the process of lockdown, but even more importantly, keeping in contact with our members and our fans through our membership help desk and otherwise, because our old school fixed phone solution simply wouldn't have worked in a remote working setup. So to transition as a client of Alltel to move into a 21st century telecommunications platform, to have the capacity for our guys to be working remotely, interstate and even internationally at the moment, but still answering calls from our fans and members as though they were sitting in our office at our Amy Park headquarters, has totally insulated us from a substantially far worse outcome that we might have seen through this COVID period. So we obviously know that the team at Alltel are big supporters of community sport, and in particular grassroots rugby in Victoria. And for us, it's a fantastic opportunity to extend on that partnership built in the grassroots and to provide some more B2B connectivity for Alltel and also for the Melbourne Rebels back into Alltel's business base, to see whether we could support each other to mutually grow our connectivity and our businesses. And ultimately, we're very pleased to deliver some partnership benefits back to Alltel that see Alltel having the opportunity for some brand exposure, entertainment and otherwise through the matchday experience of the Melbourne Rebels. And similarly, we're very happy to be a client of Alltel and to absolutely put our money where our mouth is in terms of reinvesting back in your own products. I guess firstly, the uncertainty of COVID for everyone created a lot of anxiety and a lot of ambiguity, which led to a lot more inquiries from our members and our fans through our member help desk, just to understand what was going on. And we had a particularly close brush with COVID as a club, with our last home game that we were able to play this year at Amy Park being on the 7th of March, at which point in time we later found out that one of the patrons in attendance was actually a positive COVID case at the time. So there was a fair bit of scrambling for us, working with government authorities at that time. There was some anxiety from our member base, and then we very quickly moved from thinking that we were operating as business as usual, playing in a global competition, to within a matter of weeks our competition being suspended, our office being closed, all of our staff working remotely, and essentially now as we operate in our new normal, if we think back to March, it seemed like a completely foreign and completely alien existence at that point in time compared to our normal way of life and our normal way of doing business. And ultimately, had we continued to operate under a fixed telephone line model where you physically had to be at your desk to answer the phone, there would have been a whole lot more calls going unanswered through this period of time, which would have resulted substantially more negatively on our member experience, and ultimately would have led to frustration that our members would have probably voted with their feet and no longer have stayed connected with the club. So, we feel as though we've worked really hard to stay as connected and as open and transparent with our members as we could have through this entire COVID period. And as we build into 2021, we feel as though we're much more closely connected to our members and fans, because we're still able to take their calls and to call them back and to speak with them about all the issues that are worrying them about the club into 2021.